Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Alifah, and in this video, I will present a review of Charles Lipson's book, which is How to Write a BA Thesis. I will focus on Chapter 3, Taking Effective Notes and Avoiding Plagiarisms, and also Chapter 4, which are Refining Your Topic, Writing a Proposal, and Beginning Research. Okay, let's start with Chapter 3. Lipson explains that taking notes is not just copying words from a book. It is actually a mental activity. When we take notes, we are thinking, we are choosing what is important, and we are connecting ideas. That is why good notes help us understand better and prepare us to build our own argument later. Okay, next. When we read, we should focus on the main point of the article, not every single detail. It is better to write the main idea in our own word because that shows we understand it. At the same time, we must always include page number and full source detail. Lipson also suggests that we add our own comment. Maybe you agree, maybe you doubt something, or maybe we have a question. This reflection makes reading more active and will help us connect the article to our thesis. In the beginning, it is fine to read widely, but later, when our thesis focus becomes clearer, we should only spend time on materials that are really useful. We don't need to read every page of every book. We can focus on certain chapters, sections, or passages that directly help us answer our research question. This way, we save time and stay focused. Lipson also gives a very practical tip for taking notes. He recommends using a symbol like the letter Q to mark every direct quotation. This is important because sometimes, months later, we forget which words are ours and which come from the author. By marking quotation clearly, we can avoid that confusion. And remember, when we copy a quotation, we must write it word for word, including punctuation and page number. This system makes it easier to cite correctly and help us avoid unintentional plagiarisms. Now, let's talk about plagiarism. Plagiarism happens when we use someone else's word or ideas without giving credit. Lipson reminds us that this is dishonest and very dangerous for academic work. To avoid it, we must always put quotation mark and cite the source if we use exact word. If we paraphrase, we must still mention the author, and even when we only take an idea, not the word, we must give credit. Being honest with our source doesn't weaken our thesis. In fact, it shows that we are building our work on strong foundations. Moving on to Chapter 4, the first step is refining our topic. Usually, we begin with a broad interest, but for a thesis, we need to make it smaller, clearer, and researchable. A good topic has three qualities. It is interesting, it is manageable, and it has enough sources to support research. If a topic is too general, we will get lost. That's why we need to keep narrowing it down and discuss with our advisor to make sure it is feasible. After refining the topic, the next step is writing a proposal. Lipson says that proposal is like a roadmap. It explains what we want to study, why it is important, and how we plan to study it. In a proposal, we should state the main questions, explain its significance, and describe our method or materials. The proposal doesn't have to be long, but it should be clear and realistic. And of course, it is open to revision. The purpose of proposal is to give us direction, not to lock us into a fixed plan. The final part of Chapter 4 is about beginning research. We should start with a reading list, usually made together with our advisor. This list should include both secondary sources like books and articles and primary sources like documents, data, or interviews. As we read, it is helpful to write short summaries to remember what we learned. Research is not just collecting information, it also helps us improve our topic and proposal. Lipson also reminds us to work step by step, follow a schedule, and keep checking our progress so we don't feel overwhelmed. To conclude, Chapter 3 shows us how important good notes are for understanding, for originality, and for avoiding plagiarisms. And Chapter 4 teaches us that refining the topic, writing a clear proposal, and beginning research are the key to strong thesis. Together, these chapters remind us that writing a thesis is a process. We don't do everything at once. We move step by step. Read, Take notes, rewind, propose, research, and finally write. That's all from me, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.